But I want to teach you something right now about your mind. And this particular research actually ultimately kind of became, it evolved into what is known as neuro-linguistic programming. You guys may have heard of that, NLP. But I'm not going to talk about NLP. I'm going to talk about the research. It actually was the birthing place of NLP. And what researchers were finding was that depending on what type of memory that you're entertaining, what type of, wherever you're gaining access in your brain, in your mind, what the information that you're trying to gather, it comes from different areas. And when you are accessing that information, your eyes actually will look in different places, different fields within its visual field. So when you're remembering a smell, you'll look up and to the left. When you're remembering something that someone said, you look down and to the right. And when you remember, and so this is how police and interrogators can tell if you're telling the truth or not, because they'll ask you very specific questions. They'll ask you a question to give them information, and they'll see where you're gaining access from it. Or they'll ask you information about a particular shape or a picture that they want you to do, and they'll see if you're making it up or if you're actually recalling a picture, and they can tell. I mean, this has been used for years. So the point is, while our fire hose is going like this and doing all of this and just dragging us around, how do we still that mind? How do we get it out of accessing information and projecting and pushing forward and what have you? So I'd like everyone just to put your feet on the ground for just a second. Because the way you slow this thing down and the way you begin to generate and emanate that peaceful state where that mind's not dragging you around is to learn an exercise that is called the soft gaze. I call it the vision meditation in my book. By holding your eyes still and not allowing them to move around, you actually slow the brain down. But there's a very specific way in which you do this. Okay? Your eyes are little cameras. Right? And those little cameras are shooting out like this. And they're picking up light that's coming inside. Then 120 times per second, your brain is going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between each eye like that. And then it's building this holographic image inside your brain. You actually think you're looking out here, but actually you're seeing everything in there, right? You don't see anything out here. You see it all inside with this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this exercise is to teach you how to see what the cameras are seeing, not what you're looking at.
Say that a different way.
You have a screen inside your head. I say, okay, everybody, see a pink elephant. Now you're looking at me, but you can see a pink elephant. See a baseball bat. You're looking at me, you can see a baseball bat. What the hell's that all about? So you got this screen inside your head that these two cameras are projecting on side of, and what you are looking at is the screen, not what your eyes are seeing. What you see is what you look at on the screen, not necessarily what the cameras are seeing. So we're going to learn today to look at the information that is coming through the cameras. And as a result of doing this particular exercise, you can reduce the 50,000 self-talks that are happening down to virtually nothing. Slow it down to a degree where then you can begin to really observe yourself in a new way. So it's very simple. It's no oogly oogly, no mystics, nothing. This is very scientific, and so just relax, okay? It's like, all right, so what I want you to do is I want you to just gaze forward. You can do this while you're driving. You can do this while you're sitting at home. You can do this anywhere. Gaze forward and just kind of look forward. Don't look at any one thing in particular, but just kind of gaze your eyes forward. Now, without moving your eyeballs, so just keep your gaze looking forward. See everything that's above you. So you're still looking forward, but now you can see everything that's above you. You can blink if you have to. If your eyes get a little dry, that's okay. Now, without moving your eyes, you're gazing forward. See everything that's above you and see everything that's below you. Notice how your mind is quieting. Notice how there's a stillness that's pervading your being. The chatter is reducing. And at the same time, now see everything left and right. So that you see everything that's above you, everything that's the side of you, everything that's below you, all at the same time. You're not looking at any one thing, but you see it all. And as you sit in this space, you begin to see that the three-dimensionality becomes two-dimensional. And you begin to see the screen. Kind of just this, it looks like there's a flat wall in front of you. And as you sit with that longer and longer, actually the colors begin to blend. You begin to actually see the radionic field of each being, what someone might call the aura. It's measurable. And your eyes are seeing much more than what you are looking at. All of these things that we talk about, radionic fields and auras and transmitter vibes and all these different types of things, the reason they came to be known, is that the yogis and all these people had seen them for all these years, and we finally created equipment sophisticated enough to prove it existed, but it always was there anyways. So just sitting like this, when you find that you are upset, you find that something has gotten you, you simply just gaze forward like this, breathe into your belly, and you feel it. It's just a sense of calm, a sense of stillness. It's no big deal. But you begin to experience the present moment and the repeatlessness. You get to experience God. I have no problem talking about God. The word God, you can call it Ram, you can call it whatever. You know, but God is only experienced in the present moment. You don't experience God in the future, you don't experience God in the past. The only place where you experience God is to get to that still place. And if you are not here, in this still place, then your mind has you. And if your mind has you, then most likely you are under mind control of some sort. So I offer that exercise. You can relax out of it if you like right now. But this is where we're headed now, guys. The evolution of consciousness is getting beyond the mind.